Howdy there folks, it's Geist, and in today's video we're going to be talking about Monarque. Now I know what you're thinking, why are we talking about Monarque? Everybody hates this bow, blah blah blah. Well, that's because you should use Monarque. And the reason that you should use Monarque, say that 10 times fast, is that it's really good right now. Recently Bungie said that they weren't going to buff it when they buffed all the bows, but as I've already said before and as we previously discussed, they absolutely buffed it. In fact, they've done so twice. I don't really know the timelines for when these things happened because they were kind of under the hood and we just kind of happened to notice them out of nowhere. I don't think anybody had even posted anything or talked about it, but just all of a sudden a few months ago, Monarque was killing in one head, one body, tier like 5 or 6 resilience and lower, and then all of a sudden it was killing tier 9 and lower. And it was only due to like some weird rounding that it wasn't killing tier 10. Here recently with the buff to bows, all of a sudden it's killing tier 10 no problem now. So it feels really good. It just has a lot going for it. It's really stacked. It of course has the lightweight bonus. It's got the poison that everybody hates, which because it's annoying, it blocks healing, it adds a little bit of extra damage. It's got the visual sort of debuff because it, you know, when you get hit with it, it makes your whole screen turn purple. And it's a little bit blinding in some ways, and it can definitely freak people out. So this bow, more than any other bow, plays the mental game, and it can be a lot of fun to watch people run from it. But you know, it also has snapshot, which makes it aim super duper fast and makes the shots feel like they're a mile wide, like they just hit no matter what. And the stats are great. It's just a stacked bow. In my opinion, Monarque is probably still the king of bows. Is it my personal favorite bow? Probably not. But I certainly like it, and you guys should just use it. If you want to use a bow, and you're not sure which one to use now after everything that's happened, you cannot go wrong with Monarque. It is still just as monstrous as it ever was. The only difference really is that you can't land 2 bodies. The only real downside to it is that because the one head, one body relies on that poison, there can be a little bit of a delay on the kill. So if somebody does something like pop a rift or Wormhusk Crown is a big one, that will save them from it, but it rarely happens, and in a lot of the games lately when I've been giving it a go, I hadn't noticed that at all. And in some of the kills that you'll see here, sometimes I'll shoot people and I'll just sit there and watch them die. It's kind of mean and it's really funny and it's really trolly, but I can't help it. It's kind of amusing to just hit someone and you know they're going to go down, and then you just stop and stand there like a bot and then just watch them get poisoned to death. Now the gameplay that you're seeing here, I'm going to comment on it a little bit. I don't usually do commentations on my gameplay, but I figured I would maybe give it a shot. I don't hardly remember this gameplay. Admittedly, I was a little bit intoxicated last night when I recorded this, so I decided to wait and kind of dub over it later, and we'll talk about it now. And this is kind of my first time doing this. Like I said, I don't really do that, but there's not really a whole lot to say about this bow. It's really good. It's absolutely been buffed, and you should use it, and that was kind of the whole point of the vid. But we got another 4 minutes of gameplay here, so we're just going to talk about what's going down. Now, as you can see, I'm jumping around like a moron here. One of my favorite things especially is that lightweight bonus, because you can just kind of fly all over the place. And as you'll also notice, I am not using Oathkeepers. You absolutely don't need to use Oathkeepers to be successful with this. If you want to use Oathkeepers just for the ease of use, just to always have the poison up and to get that extra little bit of a draw speed boost, by all means use it. But just because you're not on Hunter, so Titans and Warlocks, you can absolutely use this bow. You just got to make sure that you're utilizing draw canceling, which you're going to see me do a lot in this video. And right there, ladies and gentlemen, was the best Blade Barrage you've ever seen. A little bit of a panic super there. I rarely super. I try to run around and just rack up the bow kills, usually, so... And also, I don't usually play on solar, but I was giving it a try this game, and it definitely was a lot of fun just spamming abilities with Monarque, but not the best Blade Barrage user. And here I am trying to kill this well. And yeah, I do remember this, getting shotgunned to the butt, because I decided to sit there like an idiot and try to kill the well before he came back, but I did not succeed. But anyways, this was definitely a fun match. And you're going to see, based on some of the stuff that I'm doing here, I'm kind of wily, just running all over the place and flailing the camera around. But I don't know. I was having fun, and I like to pair Le Monarque with a glaive right now, especially rake angle. If you're gonna pair it with any glaive, make sure you absolutely pair it with rake angle. Just because even on a body shot, rake angle can still get the cleanup. And you want to save your glaive for when people are right on top of you, or like within shotgun range, SMG range, stuff like that. And just quick swap to the glaive and kill them. I know, I just said quick swap. I'm terrible, but it is what it is. Bows are not as good at being aggro as they used to be. So now, if you want to be a little bit more aggressive with your bow style, you have to kind of spam abilities and something like a glaive. Now, thankfully, it does at least take a little bit of skill. You can't just run around with Le Monarque and a hand cannon like you used to be able to. You can't just go bang bang 2 shots from across the map and then they're dead. That's gone. There really is no primary that can combo with bows anymore to get the bow swap, so I think it's at least a little more fair. You pretty much have to use a glaive, which obviously has limited ammo. But yeah, it's a blast. It's a lot of fun. You guys should absolutely use this. And once again, I barely remember any of this. Oh, I remember this little standoff here. That was kind of... I didn't really do much here. I kind of just flailed around and kept shooting arrows through the door. And I think we were about to win the match after that. I edited out a little bit of the fun footage here of me running blindly in circles, not able to find anybody. My teammates were kind of going ham this match, but nonetheless, it was kind of fun just flying around with Le Monarque like an idiot and using it. And yeah, there's really not much else to say. I know this was kind of a weird video, but you guys should use Le Monarque and you shouldn't feel bad about it. And I will see y'all in the next one. Hope you have a wonderful evening.